April 17, 2025, a devastating terrorist attack struck the heart of Kashmir. A tourist convoy near Pahalgam was targeted by a suicide bomber, killing 26 people, including women, children, and several foreign nationals. The attack sent shockwaves across India and the international community. The Indian government blamed the Pakistan-based group Lashkar-e-Taiba, accusing them of orchestrating the bombing. In response, India demanded immediate action from Islamabad. Pakistan, however, denied all involvement, calling the accusations baseless and politically motivated. As diplomatic channels stalled and public outrage mounted, India claimed the group responsible was operating freely in Pakistan's Bahawalpur region. With no visible action taken by Pakistan, India made its decision to respond with force. And on May 3rd, just before dawn, Indian fighter jets crossed the border and struck targets on Pakistani soil, homes and a madrasa on the outskirts of Bahawalpur, which India said were being used to shelter terrorists. But on their return, everything changed. Pakistani aircraft intercepted the Indian jets, and when one was shot down near the line of control, the world watched in silence as war began to unfold. The Indian Air Force's early morning strike was swift. Several buildings were destroyed, including residential homes and a religious seminary. India claimed the site was a terror training hub. Pakistan denounced the attack as a violation of sovereignty and an act of war, insisting civilians were killed and no terror activity was present. As Indian jets turned back, Pakistani F-16s scrambled to intercept. Most Indian aircraft had crossed the LOC, but one jet, reportedly delayed by a technical issue, was still near the border. It strayed briefly across the line of control. Pakistan fired. The aircraft was hit. The Indian pilot ejected and was captured. Pakistan released footage of the wreckage and the captured pilot. India accused Pakistan of aggression, while Pakistan insisted the incursion justified the response. On both sides, tempers flared. The situation spiraled. Within 48 hours, artillery duels erupted across the line of control. India deployed additional forces in Kashmir. Pakistan responded with tactical strikes on Indian military posts. Border villages emptied as thousands fled. India initiated Operation Vikalp, a limited ground incursion aimed at neutralizing forward positions. Pakistan retaliated with drone attacks and precision strikes. By day 5, both nations were engaged in active warfare. As the conflict escalated, the world took sides, some quietly, others openly. China called for restraint but offered logistical support to Pakistan and increased border pressure on India. USA condemned the Pahalgam attack but urged de-escalation, leaned toward India diplomatically. Turkey strongly backed Pakistan, calling the airstrike an attack on Muslim institutions. France expressed sympathy with India's counter-terror stance but pushed hard for peace talks. Russia attempted neutrality but was seen supplying arms to both sides. Bangladesh, publicly neutral, quietly supportive of India's position. Gulf nations split. Some called for peace, others offered humanitarian aid to Pakistan. The United Nations called for an immediate ceasefire, but both sides refused. India launched strikes deeper into Pakistan's Punjab region. Pakistan responded with aerial bombings in Jammu and drone swarms in Rajasthan. Civilian casualties mounted. Cities like Amritsar, Multan, and Srinagar faced blackouts. With tensions peaking, Pakistan hinted at tactical nuclear options. India placed its strategic forces on high alert. The world stood at the edge. It was France and the UAE that finally brought both sides to the table. Behind closed doors, a conditional ceasefire was agreed upon. India halted advances. Pakistan returned the captured pilot as a goodwill gesture. Both sides faced global pressure and internal exhaustion. Sanctions loomed. The war, though short, had already left deep scars. Deaths: over 22,000 soldiers and 11,000 civilians. Displacement: 1.2 million refugees. Economy: stock markets crashed. Fuel and food prices soared. Kashmir: heavily militarized again with tighter security. Geopolitics: China-India tension deepened. US-India ties strengthened. Turkey-Pakistan axis grew. Public sentiment: nationalist surges in both countries. Peace became a distant dream. The war of 2025 was not about territory. It was about pride, pain, and politics. And in the end, nothing truly changed, except for the lives lost, homes shattered, and the growing mistrust between neighbors. We must understand one fact clearly: war is not the answer. The only way forward is through dialogue, diplomacy, and responsible media. News outlets must stop spreading unverified or provocative stories just to gain views, because every headline can escalate tension and every lie can become the seed of destruction. Governments must act with restraint, leaders must prioritize peace over political points, and citizens, especially the youth, must see beyond nationalism to demand accountability and truth. Peace is hard, war is easy, but peace is worth it. If you believe stories like this need to be told, to inform, to reflect, to warn, like, share, and subscribe, because awareness is the first step toward peace. And remember, patriotism should never blind us to humanity. May peace prevail, not through power, but through understanding.